Good morning. This is Pastor Tom Donnelly with Firmly Rooted Ministries, and today's devotion is for July 31st. And the title for today's devotion is True Gratitude. And so the backdrop is that there is this event where Jesus is having dinner with a Pharisee named Simon. Simon, they call him the leper, which obviously at some point he must have been a leper healed, and I'll get to that in a second. But he's having dinner at Simon's house, and a woman, a sinful woman, comes and begins to anoint his feet and cracks open perfume and pours it on his feet and is weeping and crying and using her hair to just clean off the tears and the oil. And she's just extravagantly loving Jesus. And here's when the Pharisees who had been invited saw this, they said, if this man were a prophet, he would know who is touching him and what kind of woman she is, that she is a sinner. Jesus answered, Simon, I have something to tell you. Tell me, teacher. 2 men owed money to a certain moneylender. One owed him 500 denarii and the other 50. Neither of them had the money to pay back the debt. So he canceled the debt of both. Now, which of them will love him more? Simon replied, I suppose the one who had the bigger debt canceled. And Jesus said, you have judged correctly. Gratitude. True gratitude comes from the heart that understands the price paid, the debt paid, the weight of the action that one has done for another, and hence this endearing gratitude. What I find remarkable is that Simon was a leper. He was the walking dead. He was a Pharisee, yes, but he was on the outskirts of the city walking around ready to die. But he must be one of those individuals that was healed of his leprosy, which you would consider to be a huge debt. You would consider that to be an amazing debt, but not if you're a Pharisee and you think you deserve the healing. You see, you wouldn't have a heart of gratitude because the whole heart's in the wrong place. But this woman who understood where she was and who she was also understood that Jesus was the only one that could take care of her need. She understood the depth of her depravity, but also understood the depth of Jesus' love. And between her depravity and Jesus' love is an eternal distance, which made her love him with a gratitude that was explosive. It was uncontrolled. She spontaneously is weeping and crying and wiping his feet with her hair and pouring oil on him and anointing him. And it is an amazing thing. But here you have this self-righteous religious Pharisee who should understand that he too had an eternal debt paid, but didn't, because his heart was completely in the wrong place. How about yours and my heart today? Where are they? You see, in one of the other accounts, Jesus says to Simon, I came into your house and you didn't wash my feet, but she's washing my feet with her tears. You didn't anoint me with oil, but she has anointed me with oil. It appears to me that at the end of the day, everything boils down to who Jesus is. Not to a mass of people, but who he is to you and who he is to me. Do we really understand who he is and why he came? And the fact is, we can't understand the depth of any of that if we don't have an honest picture of our own condition, who we are, and what our great need is. Once we have a contrite heart, once we have a repentant heart, once we see ourselves rightly, then we can look at Jesus and we can see the eternal debt that he's paid. And boy, oh boy, then will we understand true gratitude. And that our whole lives are to be lived out in that true gratitude for what he has done for us. Well, I encourage you to read the devotion attached, and I pray that this devotion is a blessing to you. Have a firmly rooted day.